Tanks in Cameroon and across Central Africa hold great promise in shaping impactful policies, but their influence remains limited due to weak capacity and funding challenges. This week in Yaoundé, emerging leaders, policymakers, and experts are gathering at the Central African think tank, a forum to strengthen governance and reform with sessions led by the Nkafu Policy Institute. As you will hear in this report, this aims to empower the next generation of change makers, as Patricia Epupa tells us on the story.
Think tanks have enormous potential to shape policies that impact both government and the society. However, their capacity in Cameroon and the Central African sub-region is still weak, as experts admit.
Central Africa has one of the weakest convening powers in terms of when you look at the different think tanks that we have in Africa in general. Our convening power in Central Africa is really weak. Our power to influence policies through evidence-based research is really weak when we compare it to other think tanks in maybe East Africa, in South Africa.
Leaders from think tanks, civil society organizations, and independent research institutions from Central Africa are meeting with policymakers and development practitioners.
Most of our Central African environments are really unstable. So how do we mobilize people together? How do we give the resources that us as think tanks are going to need? How do we come together to work as one in order to overcome these collective challenges that we are facing?
For these emerging leaders, access to funding remains crucial for performance to think tanks in Central Africa.
How do we make sure that we diversify funding? How do we make sure that we engage the government authorities and policymakers to make sure that even funds that are available in country are actually used to make sure that in events of funding uncertainty, I'm talking about external funding, local resources can still be leveraged on to be able to maintain programs.
As the young leaders join other stakeholders this Thursday for the Central African Think Tank Forum in Yaoundé, the section organized by the Nkafu Policy Institute have empowered the next generation of Central Africa changemakers, equipping them with the tools to lead with impact and purpose.
Going to